This cover blurb is stupid. What kind of crook would steal art? The kind of crook that likes making money. Art is valuable. That's why art museums have security guards. And to make the cover blurb stupider, no art is stolen at any point in this book.
Argo Font Book Review. Argo Font Book Review.
This book was written by Ellen Miles. We start with Claudia reading the New York Times, looking for an article about a new museum in Stony Brook. Apparently, New Yorkers like to keep up to date with museum openings in other states. The museum has an exhibit for fictional artist Don Newman. Claudia gives a spontaneous lecture on Newman, with special focus on a sculpture named Daphne. Claudia doesn't know why Daphne looks like a tree. Her sister Janine helpfully explains about the myth of Daphne, but Claudia is a huge jerk, so she stops listening halfway through the second sentence. This made me mad at Claudia. She just finished lecturing Janine, and she immediately goes, "Ew, lectures are boring. Shut up, Janine." What a hypocrite Claudia is. Claudia tries to liven up the recap chapter by saying what animal each club member is most like. That is legitimately cute. But the recap chapter explains all about Dawn. Ooh, you lost your cuteness points, book. Dawn's not in the Babysitters Club right now. You don't need to explain about characters who aren't in this book. Thank you. Claudia goes to the museum with the Arnold twins and a kid from book 26. Carolyn Arnold gets excited about the museum that makes your hair stand on end. She explains how it works, and again, Claudia goes, "Ew, lectures are boring. Shut up, Carolyn." Claudia purposely interrupts Carolyn to end the conversation. So Claudia is also a jerk to kids she's babysitting. Why is she so awful in this book? Claudia rushes the kids to the art exhibit because the museum is about to close. Why did she decide to go to the museum a half hour before closing? That was a dumb move on her part. Before she gets there, the culprit sets off the fire alarm as a distraction. Claudia heads to the exit.
Just as we reached the door, I heard another sound. Breaking glass. After that, I heard a different kind of alarm.
Claudia is at the door when the culprit commits the crime. Yet somehow, the culprit manages to get outside before Claudia does. Unless the culprit can teleport, that's impossible. Also, it takes less than 10 seconds for the guards to enter the room. How did the culprit avoid them? This museum heist makes no sense. The culprit stole ancient coins. Our suspects are Girl Scouts, a man whose eyes are 2 different colors, and a custodian. Our detectives will investigate absolutely none of the suspects. Well, okay, they follow I-Man for a few minutes, but he gets annoyed and leaves the museum just to get away from them. Claudia tells her friends all about the theft. Mallory figures the coins are still inside the building, since every exit was blocked and people were searched when they left. But where are the coins hidden? The babysitters make some incredibly stupid guesses. Claudia thinks they might be with the replica coins in the gift shop. That's obviously wrong. The culprit wouldn't risk having valuable coins get sold by accident. Furthermore, the replica coins are chocolate. How did a junk food lover like Claudia not notice this? Jesse guesses the coins are in the water fountain, even though it makes no sense for the thief to risk ruining stolen merchandise by dunking it in water. The girls rob the water fountain, which is awful of them, by the way. They only discover normal coins inside. In the subplot, the Pikes go shopping at the mall. Both of the parents are here, so I'm not sure why they need 2 babysitters for the trip. Claire gets a tape of herself singing at a booth. She thinks she's a superstar, and she forces everybody to watch her tape over and over. This is a weird premise, because she was completely talentless in the pageant book. Continuity! Claudia puts her in touch with the child actress from book 49, while Jessie remembers the child actor from book 27. Whew, lots of continuity here. Jessie explains that acting's super difficult because it can take forever and you're sure to get tons of rejections. Claire decides she doesn't want to be a star anymore. Way to step on a 5-year-old's dreams, Jessie. Claudia finally visits the art exhibit. People are allowed to touch the artwork, and Claudia notes that Daphne feels different. What if it's a forgery? She goes to the curator. Yes, the museum lets random teenagers meet with the curator without an appointment. Claudia explains her suspicions. He thinks it's a ridiculous accusation, because it is. He proves the sculpture isn't a fake, and he kicks the girls out of his office. Claudia is mad that he was rude to them, so she steals his resume. Yes, she robs someone who's yelling at her. Her justification is that he's mean. That doesn't justify stealing from him or accusing him of being the culprit. They research the curator's resume, including this one. 4 of the past 5 museums he worked at were robbed. Could he be a professional thief? And why didn't any of this information come up during a background check before he was hired? At the next Babysitters Club meeting, Claudia spaces out and ignores everyone. Again! She suddenly realizes there's a problem with the display case. The broken glass is all over the inside of the case, even though there should be blank spots where the coins were. Claudia deduces the culprit unlocked the case with a key, stole the coins, and then broke the glass to make it look like a random robbery. She is correct, but this is a stupid plan. By purposely setting off the burglar alarm, the culprit made it so they couldn't get the coins out of the building. The culprit foiled their own plot. Claudia gets worried and calls Don Newman. The artist is totally fine with a random teenager calling him at home. Claudia mentions the sculpture, and he explains it might have felt weird because it's got a secret compartment built into the bottom. It's the perfect hiding place for small things like kids' toys or stolen coins. Don invites Claudia to the museum for a party. This prompts a pointless chapter where the babysitters recap the mystery and pick out a cool outfit for Claudia to wear. At the party, Claudia and Don learn that the sculpture is in a storage room. They go there just in time to see the custodian remove the coins from the hidden compartment. Don tackles him, and the I-Man tackles Don. Instead of showing what happens next, we get a handwritten summary. Yuck. And Claudia describes the action secondhand. The custodian discovered the hidden compartment by accident when he was setting up the display. Because, of course, the museum put the floor sweeper in charge of setting up the priceless artwork. I-Man and the curator are good guys who specialize in stopping art thefts. The curator must be terrible at his job if 80% of his clients were robbed. The end. Postbook follow-up. This book has an ad for the Babysitters Club mystery game. It looks like Clue, to be honest. The mystery series in general, and this book in particular, mentions Nancy Drew a lot. Everyone says Claudia is a great detective, like Nancy Drew. This is similar to how Nancy Drew books constantly reference Sherlock Holmes. Oh wait, no, they don't! Because comparing yourself to a famous detective all the time makes you seem really full of yourself. This book shot itself in the foot when it comes to solving the crime. The girls thought of 3 places the coins could be and eliminated all of them in the first chapter of investigation. It's not good for the mystery when your detective runs out of things to investigate after 1 chapter. Overall, I disliked this book. It lost me right at the start when Claudia was a huge jerk to Janine and Carolyn Arnold for no reason. It's physically impossible for the culprit to have committed the crime, which is a huge problem. I liked Claudia's clever burst of inspiration, even if it didn't help capture the culprit, and some of the Claire stuff was cute, so I'll give a point for the 2 things I liked. I give Babysitters Club Mystery number 11, Claudia and the Mystery at the Museum, a 2 out of 10.